Good morning. This is Professor Anderson with a little bit of feedback for your writing assignment number 2, the rough draft. So I want to share with you, I see some awesome things. And before I delve into your paper, I want to just give you a couple of understandings of how I work through giving feedback and assessing. So here are the rubrics, and you'll find this at the bottom of your um, assignment page. And the rubric for this is basically, although it's broken into 3 sections, there's really 2 components we're looking at. So have you gathered enough scholarly information targeted on that topic, and have you organized it and cited it appropriately? So one deals with the information and the other one deals with the organization of the paper. So do you have it organized within subcategories? Are you using correct grammar and so forth? There is that sample paper in week 3 that gives an understanding of how it's organized. And in week 3 too, there's also a great video on APA's, citing APA in APA fashion. So if I go through yours, the first thing I do is just like comb through quickly to see, do we have some subtopics? Does it look like we're, in text citing and then referencing at the end? And so yes, check, all of those apply. So good job here. Then when I comb through a little more carefully and I look at the organization, here's a recommendation that I would give to you. So I understand that your topic is communication strategies in the workplace. But when I read through your paper, I'm seeing something a little different, a little more focused already, which is a very good thing. And I recommend that you retool your beginning of your paper, because you're really not talking about just in the workplace. You're really talking about that coach athlete and or that coach organization and or that athlete organization and or that parent athlete relationships. And so that's where all of your information focuses. So I would, instead of giving me broad blanket statements about workplace communication, target those statements, because you are, yes, it's, I'm not sure how I would say workplace participants. Perhaps, I would retitle this to say, the coach athlete relationships one. The second one, problems on the field or problems in the locker room. And to, emergency situations. So if that makes any sense. So because all of your information or all of your topics that you're working through focus on the coach and athlete or focus on a sports environment. So the references that you have, in some ways, the material that you've sourced deals with a work environment, perhaps an office structure. So I'm feeling a disconnect. I would suggest one or the other. While your paper itself, you're targeting that athlete-coach relationship, your references are really targeting that workplace environment. Although you do have some of them that are very focused on the coach, the athlete itself. So that's what I recommend is you've organized your information, you've cited it appropriately, you've referenced it appropriately. What I recommend you do is to go back and retool how you are addressing the topic or how it is that you're titling the topic. Is this a workplace study or is this a field study? No pun intended, but literally physically on the field with respect to athletes and all of the varied components of communication that are involved in sports. So that would be my suggestion, and I look forward to reading your final copy.